Over-leveraged Bitcoin short positions are getting heavily liquidated exactly at our major resistance $85,000. Bitcoin is about to have a huge movement very soon, and in this video we will analyze in which direction. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Samo from MyCryptoParadise. So 3 days ago we have been together talking about this CME futures gap, and I told you there is a possibility that the whales will try to close it before pushing the price further down. As you can see, they tried to close it this Friday before the weekend, but they were not successful. There was just a little bit missing, but the $85,000 resistance is just too strong, ladies and gentlemen. We will be talking about this because with the next push to the upside, we have actually created a more complex corrective pattern that is called irregular flat. We will be talking about this, but first of all I want to dive deeper inside of this consolidation so we can then understand with much more clarity what's going on behind the scenes. So for that, let's shift our focus on this chart right now, and we will be taking a look at what's going on spot exchange versus futures exchange. Okay, so let's try to understand the strategy of market makers at these levels. So since Friday they have basically walled with buy orders the downside, so basically nobody can push the price further down. At the same time, they are trying to force over-leveraged short positions out of the market. So they are trying to keep the consolidation in this tight range since Friday, right? And then they are pushing over-leveraged short positions out of their positions. So clearly you can see as the price is slightly declining, the open interest is declining as well, right? And if we take a look at the CVD, which is actually showing us the proportion between market buy and market sell orders, we can see there is clearly more market buy orders coming through. However, the volume is non-existent. So who is buying? So by looking at open interest and the price declining, we can clearly see that the buying pressure is being created artificially by the short positions that are being squeezed. So if you understand the futures market, when you close a short position, it will automatically create a buy order, and that's how these spikes are created. Well, and why the whales are doing it? So to understand that, we can shift our focus on spot exchange where the big players are operate most of the times, because when you have loads of money in your disposal, you don't actually need to play with that much of a leverage. And here we can clearly see that during the consolidation they are heavily distributing their coins by creating sell limit orders, and during this last push to the upside they also using the liquidity for market selling. So they can distribute very easily by being provided by the liquidity that is created by squeezing the short positions. And in my opinion, after they are done with that, they will just get rid of this buy wall and we will start pushing lower. This is just one of the possible scenarios. Obviously it just adds up to the probabilities of what we are seeing in the market anyway. So to get even bigger clarity about the current market situation, let's analyze Bitcoin on multiple time frames. You know that since the top at $109,000 that we have called for you, we are strategically earning our money on short positions instead of on spot buying and accumulating of long positions during this whole cycle from $19,500. Since like 1 or 2 months ago, I've been calling for you the most two important levels in this correction. One of them is $77,000 and the second one is $44,000. You can check the previous videos. 77, 44, I've been repeating to you like a mantra over and over again. And finally, we got through the first level, $77,000, ladies and gentlemen. You know that with ParadiseTeam VIPs, we have been securing one of our major short positions that have been opened at around $105,000, exactly at that $77,000 mark, together with some other swing positions that we have that been more actionable. But we have still short positions opened, and also we have not bought back all the spot positions that we have been selling exactly at these levels. Why? Because we are expecting lower prices, and not only the 44. You know that in the previous videos, because we have been analyzing also the lower time frame than just the weekly, we saw this leading diagonal to be forming, and the final fifth wave is at $72,000. Before that, let me just remind you the important level of $85,000 right here. So it is also a Fibonacci opportunity retracement level on our ultra high time frame, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so $85,000. In every previous video I've been explaining to you how important resistance it is. So I don't believe on a first touch we will break through it, not even on the second one. I believe we need to go a little bit lower towards that $77,000. Then we will have the B corrective wave towards $93,000, and then we will have in a scope the final target of this ABC correction, $44,000. After that, you already know that we will be positioning ourselves here for the next big move towards $240,000, but about this in the next videos. Right now, let's shift our focus towards this A wave that is being formed by this leading diagonal. As you know from our MCP University, the leading diagonal can appear in the first wave of an impulse or an A wave of a zigzag. It's created by 5 subwaves, 3 in motive and 2 in corrective mode. And one of the corrective mode waves is also the 4th wave. Alright, so let's shift our focus right now on the 4th wave. In the previous video, we talked about the 4th wave being already finished. At least it looked like it. And I told you that we are already starting the 5th wave. However, because the whales tries to close the CME futures gap, we have started to create a more complex pattern. So you know that in a corrective mode, the wave can be created by one of these patterns. We thought it's going to be a simple zigzag that transferred itself into a contracting triangle, but in the end I believe it is a flat right now, and let me show you why. So first of all, let's remind ourselves the importance of $85,000 also on the high time frame. So as you can see, this was a pivotal level at around November 12th, retested many times as a support during March, and right now, after we have broke through it, we are actually turning that into a resistance, and it is working as a strong resistance. And you remember from the previous videos, this was our plan from beginning, right? That we will retest that $85,000 and then we will push lower towards $72,000. Actually, I've updated this for you 3 days ago. Since then, we have pushed to the upside, and right now we are still finishing the corrective 4th wave. Afterwards, I believe we will start the final 5th wave, 5th of the 5th of this leading diagonal, and afterwards we will have that reversal to the upside. So on high time frame, I don't believe that we will go much further than 85, 86, maybe 87, but you can see also here there's the trend line of the leading diagonal, so any fake out will be just brief in my opinion, because the resistance is just huge. So let's analyze right now the corrective 4th wave by shifting our focus on a lower time frame, which is 4-hour time frame. From the previous videos also you remember that after we have predicted exactly the movement of all of these waves, this was the confirmation for $77,000 right here, which was completed absolutely perfectly. Take a look at that, the wick out, and we have taken our profits with ParadiseTeam VIPs exactly there, secured our positions with stop loss at break even, and then we understood that because this is just a corrective mode that will finish itself by breaking in the opposite side, I told you that there is going to be a great possibility for a probable short position at exactly that $85,000 resistance. This is just the picture that I have created 6 days ago when we started to drop towards that $77,000. I shared with you the movements, it worked perfectly, and then previously 3 days ago, as you can see, we have been expecting a simple ABC pattern that will finish exactly at around $85,000. I also shared with you a great trade example, right, that you can place stop loss very tightly and the sell targets are very wide. This is a great risk to reward opportunity, high probability trade. Of course, we have been waiting for confirmations, but as you can see, we have went exactly to that level. And in the previous video, when we were right here, I told you this is a great opportunity to put stop loss to break even, also because we are getting close to our minor support at $80,000. And as you can see, this support zone held quite well. We have been also taking a look at this support in the previous video that I've recorded 1 day ago on low time frame chart that we will be taking a look at as well. Well, and the price pushed to the upside because they tried to close the CME futures gap, and basically that created a new pattern formation that is called not just a simple ABC zigzag but ABC, but it's a irregular flat pattern. Why? Because the A wave is a simple zigzag, the B wave also a simple corrective pattern, and the C wave is an impulse and overshoot basically the top of the A wave. Yeah, so again, if you are learning the Elliott wave theory in our MCP University for free, you know exactly what I'm talking about. First A wave, B wave, and then C wave basically overthrow the top of the A wave, and then we usually have a reversal in the opposite side because we know that this is just the fourth wave, and after that we will have the fifth wave. So ladies and gentlemen, this basically means that because the whales overthrow the previous high, loads of people think that this is the breakout, and that's also why the whales, in my opinion, using this consolidation just below the $85,000 resistance zone for their distribution activity. Okay, because loads of people are thinking like, yeah, this is a higher high, this is a great opportunity to long. Well, they are not waiting for a confirmation, ladies and gentlemen, and you already know that without proper confirmations you should never be trading. So the only invalidation and potential reversal would be if we would start slowly grinding above this resistance, retest it into support, and then we would also need to fight with this resistance that is being created by the previous price action. As I told you, a beautiful stop loss price just above it, very secured. The trade worked very well. However, then we have placed our stop loss to break even. With ParadiseTeam VIPs, we have been out of the position, and then we waited for another confirmation before going back towards our new aggressive short position. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to understand that proper positioning of your stop loss and also the sell targets, the take profit targets, is absolutely crucial if you want to be successful in the long run. So I would encourage you to really learn Fibonacci sequence, price action, etc. Volume profile also, you know that we are working with volume profile a lot, so you can place your stop loss levels at the perfect prices that if hit, it's not just a fake out, right? But if it hits, the price really reverses in an opposite side and continues to go in a new trend in an opposite direction than you thought, right? So that's the key to a proper stop loss. The stop loss that doesn't get wicked out with some fake outs, okay? So let's zoom in into this irregular flat by taking a look at low time frame, ladies and gentlemen. So right here we have finished our impulse. After that we have started the ABC that was actually in a form of a triangle. We broke from that triangle, that what we called our first wave of an impulse. Then we started a second wave, this one, that is also corrective wave and taken a form of that irregular flat with the highest probability. After that we will have a third wave that will be around this level right here. Fourth wave probably retesting this $80,000 mark, and then we will have the final fifth wave of this new impulse that will take us towards $72,000, ladies and gentlemen. So the tactic on this low time frame chart remains the same until we can break and reclaim the $85,000 resistance and take over this structure right here. We are still waiting for the $72,000 before reversing towards $93,000, ladies and gentlemen. So this irregular flat pattern is made by two corrective waves A and B and one motive mode wave C. And because it's motive mode, the fifth wave is also an impulse and can sometimes take a form of an ending diagonal. So let's zoom in into this price action again on 15 minutes time frame, and as you can see we are forming an ending diagonal. It's also created by 5 subwaves because it's a motive mode wave. As you can see, it can either appear in the fifth wave of an impulse or a C wave of a zigzag, and it's created by 5 corrective mode waves. Before we take a look at this, let's just give a shout out to ParadiseTeam VIPs because we have right here saw that the price is holding very well at the resistance. So we have been opening some aggressive scalp long position right here on altcoin Troy, and we have done amazing 400-500 profits. And as you can see, we have already taken a manual target free right here at $1,670. So let's now take a look at the ending diagonal. What you can see that we have had the overthrow, first wave, second wave, third wave, fourth wave, and right now we are finishing the fifth wave. We also have a bearish divergence. As you can see, the price is in a decline mode, but the histogram of the MACD indicator is having a higher high. This is a classic hidden bearish divergence, and it's just adding up to the probabilities that we will see a reversal from here. So I would definitely not do what most of the people doing right now, and that is long in fear of missing out exactly at our huge resistance at $85,000. If the $77,000 was enough and we are heading towards that $93,000 as a B wave of a pullback before $44,000, I want to firstly see a nice reclaim of this resistance, nice confirmation with some candlestick pattern, some nice pattern, etc. And then I will agree that probably, maybe, I don't think so, but maybe I have had the count wrongly. But until then, I do see the fifth wave right here at $72,000. The price action on ultra low time frame also suggests that we are liquidating the short position without the price being able to create a higher high. So it suggests the distribution of the big boys, and I do believe that the higher probability is for the move to the downside. So ladies and gentlemen, you know that I'm doing videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. So again, I will see you on Tuesday, and until then, take care. If you have enjoyed this video, smash the like button, subscribe so you don't miss any new video, any new alert, and I will see you again on Tuesday. Cheers.